The heart of the valley, Panorama City, with over 20,000 businesses, is the place to live, shop, and work. Panorama City Chamber of Commerce, promoting and protecting the interests of businesses in our community. Join us for more information. Visit panoramachamber.com.
Okay, I'm gonna start. We actually have, I think, about 6 people now, and legally we can begin. So the first part, I need to make you guys aware that this is being recorded, just for legal purposes. It's being recorded, and we can use it for marketing or advertisement of the meetings. So the second part, please introduce yourselves. Juan Trujillo, can you please introduce yourself and your business?
Sure. My name is Juan Trujillo. I am with Unbag Pest Control and Termite. We're licensed by and insured. We do business throughout Los Angeles County, Ventura County, and Orange County. Anything related with pests, give me a call.
Okay, Miss Annabelle, please introduce yourself.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Annabelle Felix. I am working with New American Funding out of Van Nuys. I'm a mortgage lender, and I just moved to the community last year. So I just want to be part of it and just see what's going on within our community.
Alex, please introduce yourself.
Hi, good afternoon, everybody. Alex Hernandez, small business, Profound Sound DJ Entertainment. Thank you for the support and opportunity again for the Panorama City Chamber of Commerce. In addition to that, I also work for T-Mobile in Panorama City. For communication needs, feel free to reach out to me. Thank you.
Okay, Danny, can you please introduce yourself? Is he there? No. Okay, Jose, you want to introduce yourself?
Hi, this is Jose Sandoval, Commissioner for LA City Animal Services. Thank you very much for putting this meeting together. Thank you.
All right, well, thank you so much. And we move forward to the agenda. I don't know if you guys have an agenda. If not, just follow along. So the next item is we're trying to get new members. As you guys know, we went through a pandemic. So pretty much every single membership got expired, and we're getting back to that, to actually reaching out to all the old members to actually come back, because technically pretty much I think now legally they have paid their membership. We got about 15 people out of 150, so we really got to go back and visit, and that's what we've been doing. Actually, once a week now we've been visiting the physical business, for the people who can welcome us. Last week we were at Juan's business to drop off a certificate, and in fact there's a bunch of certificates at the office, so we probably continue to do so. Either today or tomorrow we're going to visit some of the businesses. So please, if you know anybody who would like to join our chamber, let them know. We're pretty much back in track. And then the next one, for the same reason, we're beginning a whole new year. We're selecting new officers and board members to the chamber. And pretty much anybody who's been with the chamber for a minimum of a year can actually run for the officers. And for board members, practically they don't have to. Practically they could be new, and if they choose to actually commit to become a board members, they could. So they can run for that. But so far I have recommended a few people. For the executive vice president, I am recommending Jim Leahy. A lot of people don't know who's Jim Leahy, but Jim Leahy actually has an impressive resume. He's a retired lieutenant colonel from the United States Army, and after that he was actually in politics, and he used to be the chief of staff for Patty Lopez, who used to be an assemblywoman. But on the top of that, he used to run 9 different chambers, and each of those chambers, by the time he left them with $9.5 million. So he has a crazy resume, and he actually reached out to me, and we met, and he's interested in actually joining the chamber and participating in the chamber activities. So Danilo and I, we both looked. Danilo was our executive vice president, but we always said that if we seriously can find people that are better than us or actually can do a better job than us, of course we want to have him, and we definitely we wouldn't mind handing over, the titles. It's not just about holding on to the title, but actually having effective people that can do the job. So he's probably the most experienced and most top of the line person that we got in this type of situation. So I recommend him to become our next executive vice president. And for the first vice president, it will be Danilo. For the second vice president, I have recommended Alex. I invite him to come back. Alex used to be our former vice president at the chamber. And funny enough, he was just ready to come back, and then the pandemic hit. So practically he was just put a pause while the pandemic was going on. But now that we're getting back a little bit back to normal, especially that the meetings now are through Zoom, I really don't see an excuse why can we have the meetings, or why can we really, continue to move forward. So even if they're far away, even if you're at work, there's simply no excuse why not to be. So, and then for Jorge has accepted to remain the CFO until we actually get somebody else. So he will be still the handling the CFO part. And then Sofia Diop, which is Jorge's assistant, she has accepted to be the secretary for now until we find somebody. And we're just pretty much waiting for confirmation. And just for democracy purposes, we actually have all the positions open to anybody who wants to challenge them. So if anybody else feels that they have a better resume and they can actually do a better job, then they can actually challenge them. But if nobody challenge the people that I have recommended, then by the next meeting, they pretty much become those positions. So right now it's just open for democracy purposes to make sure that I'm not just picking and choose whoever I like, but you guys have an opportunity to actually either jump in or recommend somebody else that might actually. Out of the board members, Cesar Hilario volunteered to actually come back as a board member. Billy Ruvelson wants to be a board member as well. And Andy Rodriguez wants to come back as well as a board member. And he actually wants to be a committee chair as well. So he's going to have his own committee. We have a new guy, which I'm surprised is not here, but Gabriel. And Gabriel has been wanting to get pretty active. In fact, I'm gonna give him credit. He's one of the people that really make me jump out of my chair and get to work. Literally, I've been doing most of the work from home, as most of you know. But this guy is not stopping. He's like, no, Saul, let's go out there. Let's make it happen. I'll drive you. I'll do whatever it takes. I carry your bags, whatever you need. But we need to really get back to work, and make the chamber happen. And this is within less than a month. But we have already been doing a lot, and he accepted the position to be the vice president for memberships. So he volunteered that he's going to go chase people. So you're probably going to be seeing Gabriel chasing people to renew the memberships. And he immediately said, Saul, I want my business cards, I want my badge, I want everything, and he's ready to go. So we've been visiting some of the business with him, to introduce him. So those are the people that I have recommended so far. If you know anybody, please let them know that we are open right now. And the next one is just to let you know that on May 21st, yes, today is the 18th, on May 21st, which is Friday, the Valley Economic Alliance is going to be holding a meeting with us, and it's to provide information. Right now, they have a bunch of grants for the small business, in particular, the minority business owners. So they have a bunch of grants, and they have a lot of money just laying around for the minority businesses. But also, if you know anybody who wants a bar or a restaurant and they serve liquor, they are doing grants right now for up to $250,000 for the people who had losses during the pandemic. So they just got to prove how much they used to make before the pandemic, and they'll pretty much reimburse them based upon that. That's what they get. So I think it's a very important thing for the community to know. Otherwise, somebody else will get it. But it's available right now. So President Sonia Blake from the Valley Economic Alliance, she's going to be doing the presentation, and that's this Friday. So if you know anybody, please help us spread the word, because I seriously think it's a great opportunity for the business. The next one, the United Chambers, is going to have their Small Business Awards, which last year they didn't have it because of the pandemic. Again, it got canceled. And we felt terrible because we actually had a nominee for last year, and they already even had bought their tickets and the whole deal, and then it got canceled. So it was kind of awkward. So this year they decided they're going to have it even if it's virtual. So it's going to be virtual, but we are going to have a Small Business of the Year. And the same way as the elections for the officers and board members, I have picked one person, and I recommended Joe Williamson as Joe Williamson Management to be the Small Business of the Year to the United Chambers, to represent us at the United Chambers. but it's still open for the rest of this month. If you guys can think of anybody who's better, then if you think of any other business that actually deserves it, then we can consider them. We can actually have them nominated, and if they can prove that they're better. And let me tell you personally why did I choose Joe Williamson and why I've been supporting it. Because some of you really don't have a clue who's this guy and why am I actually leaning towards his side. What happens is that he used to rent a space with us at the chamber, so he was one of our tenants at the chamber, and he used to pay his rent on time and everything normal. When the pandemic hit, unfortunately, we lost the big space and we had to shut down the whole thing and just have a small office. Well, this guy decided that he didn't care. He continued to pay his rent throughout the whole year, and he continued to support the chamber, even if he didn't have an office or a space, which is, we thought, what? He must be out of his mind because he really did not. He did not care. So by the first month after we shut down, he came back and said, "Oh, so here's the rent." I'm like, "But you don't have a space no more." "Oh, it's not for the space. It's because I want to support the chamber. Let me know whatever you guys need." So for the past year and a half, he's still been paying rent and he's still a tenant without having an office and without actually being with us. So, and also every once a month he commit to put $200, to support the bills and whatever we need at the office. So people like that is that really blow our mind. So you may not see them a lot, but behind the scenes they do so much for the chamber that really we wouldn't exist if it wasn't for people like that. Also, this year, one of the reasons I chose as the sponsor of the year in our award ceremony was the lady from I think it's M&M, so MCN or something like that, printing. She's gonna kill me for not remembering the name of her company. But what she did the same thing. She picked up the phone, she called us and say, "Hey, so how you guys are doing? How everything going?" And I told her, "You know what? Unfortunately, we have to get rid of the big space, but we have a smaller office, and pretty much we'll continue with that." Well, she said, actually, we've been doing really well during the pandemic because of the new rules that they have from the county. They gotta print, the stickers on the floor that says to keep your distance and all of it. So that kind of stuff actually boosts the business for the printing industry, and she did really well. So she came back and says, "Oh, I want to pay 2 months of your rent, and I want to pay all of your debt, whatever you guys have going on. We'll take care of that, and I want to renew my membership." So yeah, we almost fell out of our chair again. It's like, wow, that's pretty awesome. So people like that, that's why I recognize them, because we don't have to tell them anything. They come out of their own and say, "Hey, listen, we're doing well, so we want to make sure that you guys are doing well. We want to make sure that the business are taken care of, so we'll support you." So that's the reason why I personally nominated those businesses. But if you guys know anybody that actually deserves a shot, we'll be more than happy to include them. So the next one is number 7. Yeah, just to announce, in case you guys missed out, we on April 3rd, we actually had the annual award ceremony, and these are the people who won. We nominated Volunteer of the Year, Norma Virgen. She actually was the Volunteer of the Year. And then for nonprofit, it was KRJ, the radio station that I'm with. And for if you guys have any questions, by the way, later on, you want to know why these people, I'll be more than happy to answer. But as the Woman Business of the Year, we got Vida Gafari. As I was saying, Businessman of the Year was Joe Williamson. As the Small Business of the Year, it was Todos los Pastelitos Caseros Bakery, which he's actually here right now with us in this meeting. And then the Medium Business of the Year was the Joe Williamson Management Company. The Corporate Business of the Year was Agora Realty. A Sponsor of the Year, there you go, yes, M&M Printing. The Government Agency of the Year was the SBA. The Elected Official Deputy of the Year was Evelyn Bravo Ayala. And the Elected Official of the Year was California State Senator Bob Hertzberg. And again, let me praise him, and I'll explain to you guys why did I pick. First of all, we normally don't recognize elected officials, but I believe this year was a very particular year. Again, the pandemic hit, and whether it's personal or whether it's business, I really truly believe that this year you would know who's who and who's the people that matter in your life. Who's the people who are willing to go above and beyond and do something for your life. So sadly, the office of Bob Hertzberg was the only office that actually picked up the phone when we call. I've been trying to reach some of the other agencies for a year, and they haven't picked up the phone or returned my calls. And I think it's really sad when you're in the middle of a pandemic not be able to have that. So, and the only reason why I call them is because people are passing through the same thing. So when the community doesn't get answers from the government agencies, somehow they feel that the chamber is the next. So guess what? I'm getting all the calls, and people are complaining. I'm not getting answers from our councilwoman. I'm not getting answers from the mayor's office. I'm not getting answers from all of that. And they go to the chamber and sadly, no, we're not that. As you guys probably know, we are to serve the business and it's through membership. So we don't really serve the public in general. And we don't really deal with issues related to the city or the state. We don't cut trees, or we don't pick up trash, or we don't do any of that. But somehow people begin to look for government agencies, and we are the next one in line. So a lot of times we have to take care of it. So the normal reaction that I have is for me to try to contact the agencies and let them know, hey, the community is concerned about this and that. So the only ones that actually pick up the phone, it was Bob Hertzberg. But if that's not enough, also he was one of the people who actually called the office and say, hey, how you guys are doing? How's everything going? And I explained to him the same thing that I already said to the other people. And he actually ended up out of his pocket, not from government funds, but he actually ended up paying 1 month of our rent. And he put a couple of $100 as well to make sure that we got the paper and the ink and the stuff that we need at the office. We were like really mind blown. I never had any other elected official to actually check, on the local chamber and just simply say, hey, how you guys are doing, and we want to make sure that you guys are taken care of. So that I couldn't help but to say, you know what, we gotta do something for this guy. And also before that, as you guys know, we are one of the few. In fact, I believe we actually are the only one. If anybody knows any different, you can correct me. But Bob Hertzberg gave us our own date in the state of California. So we're the only chamber that I know that has their own date in the state of California. And it was actually thanks to this man as well. So I think it was time for us to simply say, whether we present him with a plaque or trophy or something, just say, thank you for your service, thank you for your work, because he actually, for our particular chamber, he has done a lot. So the next one, we had the Mega Mixer, which is also one of the major events they have every year at the United Chambers. And last year was canceled again because of the pandemic. This year, they actually went back and they did it virtually. Of course, it wasn't nowhere near close to what it was in real life, when we actually do it at the Budweiser factory. But actually a lot of people had fun, and they did what a lot of the new members, they joined the chamber because they try to create contacts. So I thought one of the things that they did that it was pretty awesome. They had a virtual mixer, but they had every single person register. And after every single person registered and the meeting was over, they actually sent that information to every single person that attended. So they give you a big list of people, to meet, and for a new business to, to get to know each other. And I thought that was pretty awesome. They actually exchange information, but also they provided you with the whole list of the people that attended. So that made it pretty attractive for some of the new businesses, that have joined. They felt that it was actually worth their price, which it was $20 for that. And next is item number 8. And on April 20th, 2021, with the city of LA, we're going to have a presentation on for street vendors. They wanted me to help them out to present to the street vendors which are their benefits, which are their rights, which is what is it that they can do. And those that know me, I'm not very friendly with that, but they explained to me and say, Saul, you know what, actually there's a win-win situation, because also one of the things that they do is they're going to do a presentation on how legally they are supposed to be on the street. What are the permits? What are the costs? What you're supposed to have in order to get those benefits. So there is a list of benefits that they can get, but in order to get those benefits, they have to be fully legalized, and they have to have the permits, and they have to have the licensing. And actually, it's not cheap. And in fact, if they don't do it this month, by next month, it's going to go, I don't know why, but almost like 200%. So right now, I think it's like 220, and next month is going to go to 550 for the license to sell out on the street. So it's a big difference. So she was telling me, at least that you can have is actually to make sure that we start supporting the street vendors, but make sure that everything is legal in the way that it's supposed to be, which honestly, I think about 70% are not. So that was the whole purpose. It was to invite. So I'm going to physically actually invite some of the street vendors to attend that meeting. And it will be to kind of try to educate them in the proper way, how it's supposed to be and what they're supposed to be having, so our community looks a little bit better. So if you guys want to join us, it's going to be again through Zoom. And that one's going to be next Tuesday, a week from now. And if you got the email, I included the flyer, which is the item number. I included the flyer for you guys to attend if you would like to attend. If you have any questions, feel free to do so. And now we have a couple of minutes left. So did I miss anybody? No. Faustino, can you hear us now? No? Give me a second. So we got a few more minutes. Anybody want to talk about their business really quick? So you can tell us a little bit more. Going once, going twice. No, nobody wants to talk about their business. All right, well, with that said and done, in that case, this meeting is adjourned. Thank you so much for everybody who showed up, and we'll see you guys soon.
Thank you very much. We'll see you in the next meeting.
Take care. Thank you, Juanita.
Bye, everybody.
Have a good day, everyone. Take care. Bye.
The heart of the valley, Panorama City, with over 20,000 businesses, is the place to live, shop, and work. Panorama City Chamber of Commerce, promoting and protecting the interests of businesses in our community. Join us for more information. Visit panoramachamber.com.